Yeah. Yep. There she is.
Yeah.
Dislike. I am the first dislike.
Yeah.
Getting all the ad. Oh my god. And a PPG.
PPG, of course, stands for PP and guns. PP
yeah.
and gators.
Gators, yeah. Exactly what it is.
Oh, the camera's actually looking pretty nice today. Now that I just popped her into old widescreen. Brett S. Sup.
Suppus. Oop. I'm getting buzzed. My phone is buzzing me. Or maybe I'm buzzed in a different way.
Xenobiq! Yo!
Oh my goodness.
I have been crushing it in Kill Team lately, I'll have you know.
Except for last week.
Yeah, and for a little while now, I beat the orcs at least twice.
Mm-hmm. Will we have another 3-way this week?
Yes, probably.
Yeah. We'll have to see what happens in this next 3-way.
I think the Tyrannid Oops All Lictor is really, really powerful in a 3-way. Because if they're just getting focused on, they can die. But if you have to split your focus between 2 different armies,
yeah,
I think it helps them.
Yeah, I feel like if we were to, we would almost have to both go at Lucky Bet at the same time.
Yeah. Yeah, Lictors, they are scary, but there's a few things holding them back. I think only 3 attacks means that they can whiff. And the 5-up save. Even with 4 wounds, a 5-up save won't save much.
Mm-hmm.
Palette Photo G, howdy. G-Force member 45, sup nerds. The Titan first one, anyway, is done and is now in EOB complete for your viewing pleasure. Holy cow, nice. So we're going to be like a goddamn Titan by G-Force member 45.
That's going to be fun.
Xenobiq. Does that mean that Fortunate Chiroptera is no longer undefeated? No, I think they're still undefeated.
Undefeated, yep.
They have never lost.
By 1. Yeah, last week was by 1 point.
It was so close. It was 11-10 to 6.
Mm-hmm. 7?
7, okay.
I think it's probably less than that.
Corbin, the Blood Angel. What do you think is the strongest Space Marine chapter? Not biased. Well, in Kill Team, it's probably Salamanders, because their stratagem is so strong. Although I've heard also... if you play Elites, they have a stratagem, their chapter tactic. In Elites, they introduce Space Marine chapter tactics, and the whatchamacallit, the Salamanders one just gives you free rerolls. Although I have heard... that the Black Templar one is just, it turns you into orcs. You get to reroll all failed charges. And people say that one is also, really, really close to the most powerful. In real big boy 40k, I have no earthly idea. Probably Ultramarines.
They love their Ultramarines for some reason.
Super Taco 22, is this a rerun? I've seen this Overlord 4 times this week. I paint a model until it's done. That's what you get.
Amanda Barth.
Oh my god! This is the best day of my life.
Let's just say maybe I talked to Amanda 15 minutes before this.
Ooh! Hi! Where's my sand yellow paint?
It's a wild world that we live in.
It is.
And I always keep my phone on silent. and I was getting ready for the stream, and then I just hear my phone going off.
And
it was Amanda. It's amazing. I guess I must have hit the switch.
Amanda Barth. Hi! G-Force member 45. He worked on the Showgirls for 3 weeks. Yeah, what was the worst in terms of time? Was it the Showgirls? No, it's maybe the Salamanders? There's 5.
We can figure this out.
Through the power of the interwebs. What we'll do is we'll send an email to Google, and then they will look at our channel and tell us.
Exactly.
That's how we figure these things out.
Yeah.
Now, all my good brushes are over there. Hi, Rebecca.
Let's see, the Showgirls, we had 19 parts. Have you had anything that had 20 parts? I don't know.
Ooh.
19 parts is a lot of parts. Let's see. The Dewback Reddit was 6. 6 parts.
Oh, the wonderful Dewback. I could do Legion again. We're coming up on more, picking more models, because this guy's gonna be done soon.
Cato Sicarius was 17. That one was another.
It is I, Cato Sicarius.
Let's see. So far we're at 19 with Showgirls being the longest. Bad Santa was 15. Is that better myself?
Andrew Crimson, hi folks. How much of the Showgirl stream was actually painting? How much of any stream is actually painting?
Not very much.
I mean, if you guys want, I could totally like turn the stream on like at a random time of day, and you can just watch me paint in silence while like I'm watching a YouTube video, a Goobertown Hobbies YouTube video. Then I'd probably be flying through stuff.
Scoobing away. Yeah, it's the Showgirls.
Wow. Blue Bob Man. Yo, what's poppin', Squigs? Smoky Crow. Funk yeah.
I really want to watch Eons of Battle live stream test. The very first live stream.
I mean, we have access to a bunch of live stream tests.
Yes. Well, I deleted a lot.
Oh, okay, good.
There's no point.
There's no point to testing, 1, 2, 3. Nope. Okay, it doesn't work. All right, turn it off.
Yeah.
I don't know. I thought that could be fun behind the scenes content. Just completely meaningless, poor audio, nothing.
What the fuck is happening? I can't hear you.
Am I hearing you in the room, or am I hearing you through the computer?
Yeah. And it's confusing because it's delayed.
ZNBQ tips. Put Legion back on the damn voting list, you cowards. Also, dentists are real. Abbreviated ADAR from now on. ADAR? Dentists. And also dentists are real?
Yeah. Also dentists are real. And we love acronyms. So
Me too.
Works out for us. Another acronym-heavy episode today.
Also, Corbin the Blood Dangle. Do you guys have a Discord? I have only been subbed for a few weeks. Yes, we do have a Discord. It is in the description of this video. It's free. Yeah. It's free. You can just join right up.
You can just join up.
How many people do we have in Discord?
500 something?
500 something. I believe it is the most anyone has on any Discord on the internet.
Yeah.
I believe I'm not mistaken.
That's a fact.
Yeah. You got fun stuff in there, like people working on Titans, memes, dank memes. It's a great time.
If you're part of the Patreon, you get access to the Patreon only. Which
yes,
is
you do.
Fun today. Yeah, we have 531 members.
Woo! Well, sounds like soon to be 532.
Yeah. Amanda Barth, you missed a spot.
I did where?
Mm-hmm.
Andy Crimson Patreon exclusive memes. Joe Draco's, my Discord has one more than your Discord.
Oh my goodness. Well, what's your Discord? I bet only losers are on it.
GeForce Member 45. Unfortunately, due to having to go on an extended work trip, the Warhound's twin will have to wait to be started until I get back. So is your plan to have an entire legion? Like an entire Titan legion to fight other Titans with?
Or you just think they're cool because they are? That also works.
Mm-hmm. I think it would be pretty amazing. Like you find the other person who also has a lot of Titans, and you just play Adeptus Titanicus for real. Actually, now I've looked into Adeptus Titanicus a little bit, and that is how you say it. I looked it up. It's the official like British pronunciation. The
Titanicus.
Yes, Titanicus. It actually looks like a lot of fun. Because you only have a couple of models, it's like the rules are really granular, and it's got all the facing and templates, and because that's when templates kind of and facing works is when you have 4 models.
Yeah.
And like you can knock out someone's weapon, or you can make them be unbalanced, or you can make them give up a shot. The only problem is it's like $500. Like it doesn't make any sense. It's so expensive. Like, it almost makes sense for 40k to be expensive, because it's a game you're kind of meant to give your life to. Mm-hmm. But Adeptus Titanicus is just a board game.
Mm-hmm. But the models are big, right?
No, I mean, they're a little... The biggest one is a little bit bigger than a regular Imperial Knight.
Do you get 4 models?
It depends. I mean, you can have a lot of the little ones, or 1 or 2 of the big ones. Mm. And the little ones are just like the size of Space Marines. Like I would, and it's weird because the Adeptus McFlyer pants, what is it called? And their Aeronautica Imperialis is pretty cheap. Like there's boxes from like $35 to $70, which is arguably cheap, but it's way cheaper than Adeptus Titanicus.
Yeah.
Chitra goes, I win Discord. Blue Bowman, what's the deal with OnlyFans? Oh, we're working on some OnlyFans content.
Mm-hmm. We have an OnlyFans.
We do.
we went through the process and everything.
Yep. GeForce Member 55. Pretty much, yes. I initially started the idea of making a normal maniple of 2 Warhounds, 2 Reavers, and a Warlord. And now it's kind of expanded.
Mr. Horseshoe never got into 40k. Way too expensive.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
that's legit. Legion is cheaper. Malifaux is cheaper. Stamp collecting is cheaper. Mm-hmm. Just reading is cheaper. Going for walks is cheaper. Mm-hmm. Playing soccer is cheaper. Mm-hmm. Kino Canonas. Honestly, if you want to play Titanicus, just buy a 3D printer. 3D print go Bert.
It is true. Just 3D print it up.
Snoopy, probably because nobody likes it or wants to play it. Is that about Aeronautica Imperialis? G-Force Member 55. They recently made a new box for Adeptus Titanicus, and it was a stupid good deal. It had a Warlord, Reaver, and 2 Warhounds for $125. And yeah, I saw that too, and I'm like, that's a good deal. And then I thought to myself, and I'm like, is that a good deal? $125 to get into this board game? Like at least like with Space Hulk or with Blackstone Fortress or with what was it called? Dark City, Curse City. $200 done. $200, you're done. You have everything you need to play multiple games. There's no upgrading. There's no extra additions. There's no swappable weapons. You just rock and roll with your dungeon crawler. But like, I don't know. I just don't get Titanicus. If it was cheap, I'd be like, you know what? I could totally see, because no one is gonna be like, 40K looks cool, but I prefer Adeptus Titanicus. Titanicus is for 40K people. It's for people who think that the Titans from 40K are really cool. Otherwise, you just go play that other game, the other cool one with the robots, BattleTech. Otherwise, you pay BattleTech, which is really cheap and apparently awesome.
ZNBQ, where's TK's 3D prints and his disdain for plastic minis and likes? That's a great question.
Blue Batman. So do people actually play full 2,000 point Titan games? I think Titans start at 3,000 points.
ZNBQ, BattleTech is awesome, complicated, but awesome.
Akino Kinones. Imagine if Reaper made 40K minis. The game would sell for $40 and include a set of 10 paints. G-Force Member 45. BattleTech is good, but the models suck. That I agree. I've seen the models. I own some of the models, and they're kind of poopy. They look so old. They look like they came out of a box of Cracker Jack.
Some of them did, I think.
Canopede. The smallest Titan is exactly 2,000 points. Really? The Warhound is 2,000? Jeez. I thought the Warhound was probably like 1,000. Because it's just 2 guns. You know, and a Warhound body, but... So then what is a Warlord Titan? Is it 5,000 points?
Mr. Self-Destruction, do you save these or just delete them? The streams? Every single stream is saved? There's a playlist down below if you want to check out all the old ones, or if you go to our channel page and scroll down a little, you can see the all streams playlist on our channel.
Yes, they're a teeny bit hidden, but yeah, they exist on the playlist. We just do that so that our main channel page isn't just spammed with playlists or with these streams,
live streams,
because there'd be 6 a week,
right?
And we would rather people click on our real videos. The real videos contain probably 10% less burps.
Yeah, which is upsetting.
Yeah.
But, you know, it is what it is.
I mean, Google threatened us with demonetization and channel deletion if we didn't at least, limit it a little.
Right. Also, people are no fun.
Yeah. Yeah, no fun allowed. This is serious business. This is Warhammer.
Mm-hmm.
That's a robot holding a magic ball that reanimates his space robots. This is real.
Mm-hmm. This is real, and this is important.
Mm-hmm. It's like you're not even taking it seriously.
Mm-hmm. You don't deserve it. We don't deserve Warhammer because we don't take it seriously enough.
Canapita, just bring a Warhound versus a whole 2,000 point army. That would be really fun. For a few times. I would love to try to write a list that could kill a Warhound.
Mm-hmm.
Jesse Nicoletti, you mean one car payment later? Smoky Crow, who needs a car when you can roll dice?
Dr. Jokel, you guys make real videos? Yeah, I guess so. AR, this is serious business.
Kino Cananas, any guess on what caused the Cursed City debacle? Probably selling out of available stock.
Mm-hmm. Maybe that gets talked about tomorrow a little bit.
Ooh, maybe. I've seen a couple of people's videos on it. Some people getting really fired up about this. It is interesting. I totally get if you were one of the people who were like, oh my gosh, I'm buying Cursed City day one. This is going to be epic. And then it's just gone. That sucks.
Yep. Yeah, then you have to get your mom to drive you to the store to see if it exists there. And yeah, it starts to become a nightmare.
I wonder when they'll bring back Space Hulk.
Is it cyclical? Is it every 7 years?
I don't know. I mean, it's been quite a while since the last time. I think they brought it back when we were like 2015, 2016.
Something like that.
I don't get why they do that, but it's very odd.
Maybe they're like, okay, so we're losing money. We need some money real quick.
Mm-hmm.
Space Hulk.
Space Hulk.
And they just drop it.
They find a shipping container from 2015 with 10,000 more copies of Space Hulk.
Oh, perfect. This is gonna keep the lights on for another 6 months.
XenoBQ, I decided I wasn't going to buy Cursed City, then ignored all the coverage about it. What exactly happened? It sold out in 2 hours, and they're done with it. Supposedly, they're not going to make more. Just Nicolette, my local store has one Cursed City left. Ooh, I don't want it.
You should buy it and then
scalp it.
For a much higher rate.
Yeah, that's something. So scalping is a huge thing. Is there a way to combat scalping? How do you stop people from buying it and then selling it?
Well, I think scalping's only when you're really doing a ton.
Yeah, well,
like when you're doing a bunch at the same time.
It is and it isn't. I mean, I know all over Lego Facebook pages and all over Wargaming Facebook pages, you'll see people selling a couple.
Right. Well, I guess you limit to one a day, so it's really annoying.
Mm-hmm.
But they're not doing that.
Yeah. Well, and if you are the retailer, you have almost zero incentive to stop scalping.
Oh yeah.
Like, oh, you want to buy 60? Great.
Sure.
Love it.
Mm-hmm.
Joe Draco's games they're bringing back. I have 3 words for you: Battle Fleet Gothic. Don't call me Shirley. How to stop scalpers? Actually scalp them. Yeah, I know. Because people say, like, oh, Cursed City went out of stock because of scalpers. I think scalpers is just a thing to blame.
Yeah.
I mean, judging by Instagram, YouTube, and Facebook, a lot of people got their game.
Yeah. I would bet probably most people did.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I think it looked really cool, and probably people were like, yeah, this looks really cool, I'm going to buy it.
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of people bought it. And I feel like there probably isn't anything nefarious beyond that it was cool.
AR, make it like Indominus, pay, and we make it for you. Not a bad idea.
Mm-hmm.
I wonder what their margins were for Indomitus, because it was definitely the best deal anything they ever made.
Mm-hmm.
But it did take them a year to make them and send them to people.
Mm-hmm. I also wonder if things would have been different without Corona.
Yeah, that's the big thing is what on earth, what
was the plan supposed to be?
I mean, supposedly, Indomitus took them by surprise because it sold better than any previous Games Workshop box.
Mm-hmm. Right.
Kino Kanones, you can institute measures to prevent bots from having mass accounts to buy extra stock. Makeup companies do it all the time. Huh. I wonder, though, if makeup companies are dealing with a little bit more money than Games Workshop is.
I mean, they're probably a little bit more organized, too.
Oh, my gosh. I mean, they're having 8 cups of tea a day. You want them to write an algorithm?
Mm-hmm.
To make sure that the same credit card isn't buying 50 copies of Darkstone Black Fortress? It's Hulk?
Yeah. Hulk. City? You never remember the name of Curse City.
I don't.
It is kind of a plain name.
Yeah.
And I don't know. It blends in with Blackstone Fortress. I don't know. It all sounds like Warhammer quests.
Yeah.
It's the same thing but different. I don't know. It all just blends together.
Do you mean the not Warhammer quest Warhammer Underworld?
Yeah, that too.
Or Necromunda Underhive?
Oh my god. It's all the same name.
At least I can remember Aeronautica Imperialis.
Yep.
Because it's a horrible, horrible name.
Mm.
Should have been called Spaceships. Spaceships go pew pew.
Mm-hmm.
Then I might remember.
Spaceships go pew pew. Aquino Canones, it sounds like Nick forgot about the whole lying about Curse City's future and deleting promotion without being transparent to customers.
Yeah, I don't know. I just don't get that worked up over it. Like, I'm not going to say they're lying, because I'm sure it was Tracy who made a tweet, and then Mark was like, hey, Tracy, you got to delete that. We don't have any stock. We got to go home so that I can walk my dog. I just don't think it's that, like, there's a mustache-twirling villain at Games Workshop pulling all the strings. I just think they're a company that makes things I can buy sometimes. That's Jokel. They should maybe do things like Hasbro HasLabs, where you pre-order it for a certain amount of time, and then they produce that many and send them out to buyers. I mean, I've heard from people, like, there's channels that deal with, like, Star Wars toys, and they hate Hasbro HasLab.
Oh, yeah?
It just takes all the charm away of, like, toys. All of a sudden, it's like, oh, do you guys want Jabba? Do you guys want a Jabba? Click this link, and then pay for Jabba if you want a Jabba.
Mm-hmm.
As opposed to, like, toy designer comes up with idea, makes toy.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but it's way cheaper to do it the way that they're doing it now. Who needs charm when you can save your profits?
Kino Kinones. Mustache-rolling villain, no, but businessmen lying to customers to protect stocks after making a big fuck-up sounds reasonable, still shitty. I mean, I guess it is lying. I bet that when they were promoting it, they thought they'd have plenty, and then when they ran out, they were like, well, we ran out. It is lying, but I don't know. When I think of lying, I'm like, oh, you're a big lying liar pants. Mm-hmm. Not like, oh, you were wrong. And here comes, and you're right about, you're right, they aren't mustache trolling villains. Zinch likely doesn't have one. These are the same people who charge the international VAT tax on top of the hyperinflated currency exchange rate. Oh yeah, I mean, it's expensive. So sometimes I don't buy it.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I just don't get worked up.
Mm-hmm. It's because you're a Games Workshop shell.
That is true. Yeah, they do send me checks in the mail to make sure that I never say anything rude or bad about Games Workshop.
Mm-hmm.
It's not just because they make toys.
Mm-hmm. Every time you call them toys, a nerd rage quits the stream.
Decimation. They fucking deleted it from the site like it was never a thing. Yep. I never checked the website though. I mean, it seems like, I don't know. I mean, I sort of get the anger and the resentment, but
especially if you wanted it.
Yeah, if you wanted it. But like, I feel like there's a certain group of YouTubers who make it their business to hang off of everything Games Workshop says, does, posts, and chats, and then puts together these, like, hate Games Workshop pieces and then put them out into the world. Mm-hmm. Like, Games Workshop really is just a regular-ass company that says all the same thing every other company does.
Is it because those videos may or may not get a lot of views?
It may or may not be because of that.
Mm-hmm.
Because like I've a lot of people throw around these quotes and they've got the facts and they've got the figures. Whatever. Mm-hmm. I'm sure if this was an Oreo podcast, we'd all be talking about the latest Oreo debacle, or if this was a live stream all about vintage G.I. Joes, we'd all be about the last Hasbro goof up. Like, mm-hmm. Companies don't look good when you look at them. Mm-hmm. So I think, and then it gets to the point where it's like, well, if they're so evil, why not move on to something not as evil? Well, it's because we don't really care if they're evil. It's just fun to be mad at them. Mm-hmm.
Right. Because I mean, you would think if you really believed deep down inside they were the worst company in the world, wouldn't you stop? I mean, I've said this about Disney. If people actually cared about all the horrible things that Disney does, they wouldn't go see any of the new movies. They wouldn't go to the parks.
Oh yeah, there's like slavery. There's horrible stuff. Yeah. Everyone's seeing Guardians of the Galaxy 3.
Oh, everyone's going.
Like
everyone has a subscription to Disney Plus. Nobody cares.
Black Panther made like half the money on Earth, and they donated what, like $50 to charity.
Yeah.
ZDBQ. I think people give Games Workshop way too much credit. They're not that clever. They're not that good at marketing or communication or manufacturing or game design, for that matter.
I mean, yeah. Yep. ZDBQ's right.
Don't call me Shirley. Jay, this channel is about pig piss, weight loss, and diets. Nothing else.
Mm-hmm. And dentists. And the fine art of dentistry.
Edgar Gonzalez, I think demand has massively outpaced supply since the hobby boom with the pandemic. They have a supply chain, it has limits, and they make hard calls. Mm-hmm. Yeah, probably.
I mean, they did have a pretty big boom because of the pandemic.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, everyone is like, oh, I'm stuck at home. I'm gonna get through my pile of shame. But first I better buy one.
Yeah. There you go. Got the motor running.
Amanda Barth, preach!
People are just silly about their toys. I think people identify as a Games Workshop hater, and like that's part of who they are as a person.
True. Yeah, and that's fine.
Mm-hmm. Lucky Bat. I'm gonna get through my pile of shame right after I finish making the sourdough.
And feeding my new puppy.
Exactly. Oh
and going for a run on my new stationary bicycle. Or going for a bike ride on the stationary bike.
Mm-hmm. Good old Peloton.
Mm-hmm.
I believe I heard this. That Peloton has a dating app built into the bike.
Yes.
Which is insane.
CNBQ, I've managed to slow the growth of my pile of shame to almost nothing. Does that count? You know what? Baby steps.
Mm-hmm.
My pile of shame has seen some dramatic growth in recent time.
Yep.
I can't wait to do a pile of shame video 1 year later.
The 1 year reunion.
Yeah, because in theory, I think I calculated it out. It was a 2-year painting project.
Mm-hmm.
So in 1 year, about half of it should be done, right?
Yeah. Brett S. Meh. People complain about every company. People complain about Disney. People complain about Games Workshop. People complain about Wizards of the Coast. People just like to complain.
Mm-hmm. And it is fun.
It is very fun.
Complaining is fun.
It's fun because you're not really doing any work, but you feel like you are.
Yeah.
You get to play CEO in your mind. That's fun.
Mm-hmm.
Well, if I was Games Workshop,
Yeah.
I would do this.
While you light your cigar with a $100 bill, what I would do.
Yeah.
Kino Quinones. My pile of shame is literally just Curse City. Kino Quinones is a scalper.
Mm-hmm. Scalp or no scalping.
Canada. Gosh, people complaining ruins companies for everyone. I bet Games Workshop doesn't notice the complainers.
It's this complaining ruin complaints for everyone.
Yeah. Oh, it did.
Yeah. Which I think it's the complaint that cried wolf.
That's true. That is true.
Because if you complain about every little thing, people stop caring immediately.
Mm-hmm. I remember
I bet the first time Games Workshop had some blowback, they were like, "Oh no!" But now that's every single day.
Yeah, now that there's YouTube channels devoted to it, they're like, whatever. They get what they get. You know what? No more Curse City. Teach them a lesson.
See, y'all ruined it.
Good boy gaming. Karens are a thing because of complaining too.
That's true.
ZNBQ, I think there is a difference between criticism and complaining. There are very valid criticisms of Games Workshop and Disney and etc, but they're just being loud and obnoxious, and sometimes they overlap. That's very true.
I think a lot of times they overlap. I think most times they overlap.
Oh, Edgar Gonzalez dropping the logic bombs. Complaining is its own reward.
Yeah. Nailed it. It really is. Also, I think people, like, because of like social media and stuff, you get to see them fuck up in real time.
Yeah, you do.
Where I'm sure they were making mistakes before,
Mm-hmm.
but you didn't know.
Yeah.
Just because it wasn't so public.
I mean, now we know what every single actor said backstage at the movie before 10 months before the movie comes out.
Exactly.
We know that the director dropped his vanilla chai latte on R2-D2. So I don't know if I'm going to go see the new Han Solo movie.
Exactly. How dare he disrespect it?
There's a hilarious the making of because we have to talk about Star Wars at some point in this stream.
Of course.
And the making of Star Wars Episode 7, the New Awakens Jedi Force Ghosts. In Episode 7, they have a lot of kind of like really produced little scenes and vignettes of people working on things, and they always roll R2 into the background of every shot. So I like to think they're like, ooh, Kathleen Kennedy's talking. Kathleen Kennedy. Okay, somebody go drag R2 over there. Mm-hmm. Okay, now J.J. Abrams is talking. Go drag R2 over there. Mm-hmm. We got to get the Star Wars in the picture.
Mm-hmm. And it's good, but it's nothing like the Episode 1.
No, all 3 prequel ones are phenomenal. Yeah.
Where you get to see the mistakes happen in real time.
Yes, you get to see him choose the wrong kid to be Anakin.
I mean, it's stunning.
Like, the people who made that documentary were there, and they experienced the making of that movie, and they're like, this is the real deal. Mm-hmm. There's, like, people being upset at each other. Stuff being broken.
I mean, it's perfect.
Mm-hmm.
And it's upsetting. Well, of course, Disney wouldn't want to show that.
No.
You know stuff happens.
Oh, yeah.
It's not like it was just perfect. Everyone just loved each other.
Crying not. Back in 2000s, the Games Workshop store employees were the ones that complained the most. That's Joko. Oh.
XenoBQ, I'm heading out. Y'all have a nice night.
Good night, Xenoobs.
Good night.
Kino Kinonis. Imagine what the world would be like if the first person to complain about slavery was called a Karen and dismissed. Yeah, but I mean, if they were tweeting about slavery.
Yeah, it would get solved.
It wouldn't, yeah. Mm-hmm. If only there was a Facebook filter for the Revolutionary War, then...
You can buy that the silverware.
Oh, yeah. You know what? They could have used one for the Revolutionary War, too. General Cornwallis could have just tweeted that he surrenders. Dr. Joe, Christian Bale said, "What? Russell Crowe hit who with a hotel desk phone?" That sounds real, actually. Don't call me Shirley. Fuck BB-8. All my homies hate BB-8. All about that gonk droid.
All about that gonk. I have a Lego BB-8.
Mm-hmm.
It's pretty cool.
I have. I saw how cool Nick's BB-8 was, so I made myself BB-9E, the bad guy BB-8 from episode 8. Mm-hmm. Basically just a black BB-8, but it's still pretty cool.
Okay. Still inappropriate.
Mm-hmm. AJ, do you have painting tips for those hard-to-reach places? Well, it helps sometimes to have sub-assemblies, like I haven't put on his cape yet. Otherwise, sometimes just paint them black and don't bother. Don't try to reach them. Or else, I mean, you probably want really, really short bristles if you really need to get in somewhere, because long bristles can kind of flex or get pushed up against something. So it might not be a bad idea to invest in like a really short bristle brush for those really miserable in between the armpit and the armor. But if it's a hard to reach spot because it's hard to see, just don't even bother.
Yep. That's my motto.
Power Surge. Complaining is one thing, bringing awareness to a problem and solutions is another. That is true, but how often is it that second thing? I mean, I feel like the solution to Games Workshop being shitty is play other games. And there's other games that are really fun. I mean, why would other games not be fun?
Because Games Workshop doesn't let them be fun. They don't let them be fun.
Lucky bat. If my brushes won't reach, neither will people's eyes. Power Surge. What if I walked to the CEO's house, knocked on the door, and then tell him what he needs to tighten up? Would that change anything? He'd probably answer the door and be like, "Oh, good. Are you here to fix the TV? Are you here to put in the third indoor swimming pool?"
Mm-hmm.
Thank goodness you arrived.
Mm-hmm. Well, and they would say, "What?" Immediately. What? What are you here for? That's how it would start. Kino is the Outer Circle's petition for Forge World that had 12,000 signatures was pretty good, but met with radio silence from Games Workshop. The lesson is cut out Games Workshop and support smaller companies like Weird.
Yeah. Is 12,000 signatures that much, though?
No.
We could get 12,000 signatures for something. Games 40K needs more cats. We could get 12,000 signatures in a week.
Mm-hmm. There's not enough cats in 40K.
There's like 2.
Mm-hmm.
Not nearly enough.
Don't call me Shirley. Power Surge is a chat.
Oh my gosh, we got some infighting in the comments. Dr. Juggle, I've been watching this stream for about 10 episodes and I still can't figure out where this Stormtrooper appeared in any of the movies. It is Stormtrooper colors. Except for the orange. Canopita. I am not a cat. I like Stormtroopers. Probably one of my favorite Star Wars things. Except I was really confused. I read in a Star Wars book there was a woman who invented the sculpted, I forget her name, but she sculpted the Stormtrooper helmet. And then I got another book all about the Stormtrooper, and it says that some guy designed the whole trooper outfit. And I'm like, well, which one's right?
That's sexism at work. She's being erased.
I guess so. Because it was an entire book about Stormtrooper armor and like the history of Stormtrooper armor, and it had like a completely different origin story. And I was like, well, what the heck? Because the book I read was called like Star Wars: A Visual Costume Guide, and the page about Stormtroopers had a very different. So I wonder, maybe I'll have to go to Wikipedia and see what their story is. Keynote, don't sergeants have an orange shoulder pad? I believe that Sandtrooper sergeants stationed in Mos Eisley had orange shoulder pads. Amanda Barth, what's your least favorite Star Wars thing? Well, the holiday special is pretty much unwatchable. So are those Ewok movies. The Droids TV show is real bad.
What What about from the main movies?
From the main movies, okay. I don't know. I mean, Attack of the Clones isn't a good movie. It has some fun stuff in it, but I guess that you have to see everybody as a little kid. Darth Vader's such a badass, and in the prequels, you get to see him as a little kid.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, Boba Fett, he's so cool, he's so badass. You get to see him as a little kid. Prussian Blue was busy today but wanted to stop by and say hi. Also, MEPS was delayed due to the Columbus riots. Jesse Nicoletti. Disney bought Star Wars and the ability to change any lore. Y'all are gonna hate me. I don't really care about lore. But here's the thing. Every night before I go to bed, I read a few pages of my Star Wars books. Like, I adore Star Wars. It's not a big deal that the Leia Chronicles are no longer like, they were always soft canon. Everything that wasn't in a movie was barely canon. Every video game, every graphic novel, the Han Solo tween trilogy, it was all barely canon. And everything now is still barely canon.
Mm-hmm.
Dr. Struggle. Liz Moore and Nick Pemberton both sculpted Stormtrooper helmets, but George chose Pemberton's design. I think I heard it was Liz Moore who sculpted the helmet. Interesting. So maybe they got half the story. They didn't get the whole story.
We should sue them.
Kino Canettis. Attack of the Clones, the sequel trilogy because Natalie Portman's weird latex dress and the classic I'm a senator excuse to not get laid.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, God. Because I'm a senator. Anakin, you are breaking my heart. You are going down a path I cannot follow.
It's an art. It's like poetry. It rhymes.
Canopedia. The Critical Drinker has a neat video about the idea of canon and the concept even really means. Yeah, I watched the video. It sucks.
Oh.
It's very convincing, though, if you don't think about it. But no one experiences the canon the way he says people experience canon. Everyone's canon is everything they've seen. Like, no one has read every Star Wars everything. Everyone's canon is made up of, the 3 Dark Horse comics you read, Edge of Darkness, Death Trooper, that one Thrawn book that everyone loves, but it sucks. Most of the movies and maybe one of the TV shows. That's everyone's Star Wars canon. Kino Kinanis. Darth Talon is still canon to me, damn it. Then it is canon. That's the great thing about canon. Like, they're not burning the old Star Wars books. Mm-hmm. If you like Darth Talos, Darth Talos is still awesome. You still had a great time reading the Darth Talos books. When I read that a planet slammed into Chewbacca and he died, I'm like, no, he didn't. What does Adam Savage from the Mythbusters say? He says, I reject to reality and substitute my own. And luckily, it's not even reality because it's all fake. Mm-hmm. And didn't we all collectively agree that Boba Fett didn't go out like a chump, getting bumped by a stick, and then falling into the Sarlacc pit going, ah! We all collectively agreed that didn't happen. Mm. In one of everyone's favorite movies. Prussian Blue. I would beg to disagree on the Critical Drinkers vid. I think it made a good point. I completely disagree. I mean, if you think canon is really important, he's right. But I don't think anyone really experiences canon in the undeniable scripture. Like the undeniable, like Harry Potter has undeniable scripture because there's like 8 books.
Mm-hmm.
And I know everything, or I know most of, like most people know everything that's ever happened to Harry Potter. But there's hundreds of Star Wars books. There's hundreds of 40K books. Like, these things exist in a nebulous state. There's no hard and fast rules. Yeah, Canopedia, head canon is best canon.
Mm-hmm.
I read everything Star Wars. No, I say I read Star Wars books before bed. Like, I love the world of Star Wars. I have these books. I have the original 6 books called Star Wars Essential Guide 2, and then I have all the new Star Wars Essential Guides too.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes I really feel like reading the 90s, and sometimes I feel like reading the early 2000s.
Mm-hmm.
Power Surge. What was the point? Canon is important. I mean, he kind of ends it with a call to action saying, like, we must gatekeep all of these different things or else they'll die.
Wow.
So we have to make sure that Doctor Who or 40K or Star Wars doesn't change too much.
Mm-hmm.
But they've been in constant change for their entire lives.
Mm-hmm. Amanda Barth? $5 right now?
Yeah!
Boss. Yeah, you tell him.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Critical Drinker is just a Red Letter Media ripoff.
Oh! Wow, this almost feels like a Patreon only.
It does. It does. Canopedia. The different types of canon are legal canon, head canon, fan canon, probably like a real canon, like a pew, where you put in a giant lead ball. Kinokanaz, you're forgetting about the Harry Potter stage play, the Harry Potter prequel books, and the subsequent book by other authors is also a universe. I think, well, J.K. Just Kidding Rowling wrote the Broadway play, or I think she had help. She had help with, like, she had screenwriters, and then she wrote, yeah, playwrights. Like, I think she's still the idea person behind it all. Except for obviously the stage play that was done by like fun fans somewhere in California. That's on YouTube and it's great. Prussian Blue Drinker made a point that stuff shouldn't change to fit the times. Yeah, but it always has. Like it's not like Star Wars was this one perfect thing and then it never changed until today.
Brett asks, tomorrow night's Patreon only Star Wars Bitch Fest is gonna be
Power Surge. I hope one day Games Workshop comes out and says all of Warhammer 40k gets consumed by the warp storm and everything becomes My Little Pony 40k. I don't think that happens, but you know what? If it does and it's great, that would be cool.
Better.
Dr. Trokel, I like the Critical Drinker vids, but I like Red Letter Media way more. So I can't argue with that statement. Oh, it'd be great if I could do a good Palpatine, because he goes, when he goes, I will make it legal. I want Palpatine to go, I will make it canon. El Rondorio, tank cannon, anti-tank cannon, anti-aircraft cannon. Lucky Bat, Harry Potter Puppet Pals is my own canon. Harry Potter Puppet Pals is the best.
Kino knows, stuff shouldn't change to fit the times. People should make new stuff loosely inspired by old stuff. You mean Star Wars Episode 7?
Well, like a new thing, like a new Star Wars. But isn't like I heard like Westworld is amazing. Like there's new sci-fi, fantasy. Justin H. Eon, I just purchased an AdMech drill and I want to make a display that makes it look like it's exploding out of the sand. I'm thinking about using a balloon and glue plus sand. Maybe. We have a video on how to make exploding ground base using pebbles and hot glue. And that could be a good way of doing it. And actually, I would suggest, because in that video I used pebbles, maybe kitty litter would actually be better because it's much lighter. Although I did have the pebbles for years and years and years on my rates, and they all held up pretty good. Only one of them fell off.
And speaking of falling off,
yeah,
it's 10 o'clock.
It is.
So we had a video out yesterday, so go watch that video. We have a video coming out tomorrow, so watch that video. And we'll be back with another live stream at 9 p.m. Central. So, join us for that. And we have a Patreon-only stream tomorrow. So it's spicy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good night, everybody.